Welcome to CCW Talks. I am your host, Media Director Cecil Sharpe, here in the CCW studio, and I have a wonderful guest for you today. First, I want to talk about Saturday, November 28th, Breaking Chains. CCW is back to South Florida. I guess it's not really South Florida, but it's pretty darn close. Up on the Treasure Coast in Port St. Lucie, the West Lucie Elk Lodge. Buy your tickets now. Buy your tickets immediately because tickets are moving very quickly, and we are at limited capacity because we'll be social distancing and whatnot. But buy your ticket, West Lucie Elks Lodge, Port St. Lucie. Of course, you're gonna do that right now because you have amazing matches. You have the Pitbull, Gary Wolf, the first ever ECW television champion, and he is upset and he is angry and he is coming after Bill Alfonso's Brazilian Giant Vinicius. No disqualification and no holds barred. So expect some blood, expect some pain Saturday, but there's a bunch of other awesome matches. One of the top tag teams in Florida, the Controversial Inc. and La Brava, will be facing the Cha-Cha Juggernauts, Cha-Cha Charlie and Vince Steele, and they've got a little surprise up their sleeve. So you definitely do not want to miss Breaking Change. CCW is back to Florida. ccwrestlingfl.com. We also have January 9th, New Year's Revolution coming up, but we're focused mostly on Breaking Chains. But we have a great international guest for you today. Who's also going to be at Breaking Chains. He is from GWE in Panama. He is the man for the Anarchy Squad, and he is Tommy Wrestling. So we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to come back, and I'm going to have one of the top personalities in professional wrestling immediately.
Boca Stone Design will create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Countertops of all types, granite, quartz, porcelain, and more. Cabinets and tile with amazing quality and service with affordable pricing. Call now for a free estimate, 561-362-2085. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Remember, Boca Stone Design, 3601 North Dixie Highway, Boca Raton, Florida, 33431. Call 561-362-2085.
Welcome back to CCW Talks. We have an amazing guest today here in the train yard by the CCW studio. Welcome, Tommy Wrestling from GWE Panama. Tommy, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Like I always say in my English interview, I'm not full bilingual. I will try my best. The best way to share my knowledge and my adventures in the wrestling world. I want to say thank you to CCW for this opportunity, for this little conversation, and the opportunity to be ref in the Breaking Chains event.
Yes, Breaking Chains. And Tommy, you've been wrestling, I think, over 6-7 years at this point, right?
Well, in total, my wrestling career has 12 years.
Wow!
2 as a trainee. But, I had some terrible injuries in my neck, in my shoulder. And when I came back, I want to be honest with you, I was scared.
Well, you're going to need all of that experience because it looks like you'll be reffing the Pitbull versus Brazilian Giant. So if there's any fear, it should be leaving your body right now.
Well, after my second return to the wrestling, and, I wasn't able to do it. At that time, I decided to continue in this business because I love this business, continue as a referee. And believe me, that's so exciting, like be Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne. I love it.
Awesome.
So in some places, people think like the referee is only the guy that counts 1, 2, 3. But believe me, referee is a very important person in this business. I have a lot of experience in crazy matches. Well, I'm from Panama at that time when I started being the referee. The wrestling in Panama was so hardcore. We had fire, tables, nails, lamps, everything.
And that was just Carcamo, right? And not including the other guys.
Yeah. Well, the other guys bring like the glasses, the bottles, things like that. But when in Panama, when you talk about fire, 99% it's Carcamo.
It's Carcamo.
And well, in a very famous Instagram account, I don't know if I can say that.
Say it, of course.
Okay, I think it's WrestleBotch. There's it's a short clip of one of the Carcamo matches. He did a suplex from the basketball ring to another guy.
I've seen it. Yeah, that's an unbelievable. Yeah.
That move have a sad story because after that match, Carcamo and the other guy, PAD, Panama Jack Daniels, they broke their ankles with hip injuries, ribs, concussion. Was at the moment was like, oh my God, it's so cool, but well, what was really horrible.
It's actually pretty tragic because there's a long road of recovery when you're breaking an ankle and that type of stuff. So
yeah, but actually at that match, Carcamo breaking my head like 3 lamps.
Wow,
What was horrible. Was the first time I saw so many blood from my head and my hands.
Nice.
I was like, okay, I think this is real. Because, the other matches was, you stay there, count 1, 2, 3, but that match was like a point break, like, okay, this shit, it's very real.
Absolutely. When you take a lamp over your head or when you're bloody, you start to realize that, maybe it's not anybody fooling the fans. Maybe it's the fans kind of fooling the wrestlers at that point.
Actually, the fans were worried. The guys from the ambulance, they were like, okay, when this thing will stop, we need to take those guys to the hospital. And Carcamo and the other guy say, no, we are going to end the match. We need to finish this. This is the match of the year. Must be a winner.
Awesome. I'll also make sure I'll post a link either to the WrestleBotch or maybe if I can find that match because it sounds like an interesting match to watch because you get to see how far things can go in the country of Panama. Talking about the country of Panama, tell me a little bit about GWE and Panamanian wrestling. It's gotten such a big resurgence the last couple of years.
Yeah, GWE Global Wrestling Evolution is the biggest company in Panama and I think in Central America. We have our GWE Arena, a very good place to learn wrestling. We have 2 rings, we have dressing rooms, baths, showers.
Wonderful.
Like you say, we are piece by piece trying to get this thing running. We have it's a short roster, but all these guys want to do 100% every Saturday. We have shows every Saturday.
Which is amazing because not only are you learning, but you also get to be in front of a real crowd every single week, which is just golden right now. Or not right now, obviously. Nobody's doing anything right now. But normally, when you're able to, due to the global pandemic situation, but when you're able to, it's amazing to be able to work in front of a crowd every week.
We have actually 8 months without a show.
Oh, it's horrible.
The pandemic affect everything, not only, like the big countries, even small countries like Panama, we suffer that. And I hope the next year we start again with the every Saturday show. And it's hard because every Saturday, it's like the same fans, so you can do the same thing. Because they start like, okay, I saw that last week. Okay, that doesn't look real. Okay, I don't like that, and because the place it's very small. People is very near of the ring.
Sure.
So they see everything. When GW starts, I was the referee in a match, and I sleep. I was like, oh my God, I almost fall off from the ring. And people was like, why you are the referee? You suck, man. So they only don't pay attention to the match. They pay attention to the ref.
Right.
So it's
Well, it kind of reminds me either of the Territory Days or ECW Arena. Because it was every Friday in the ECW Arena, it was the same exact people. So they felt the same way. They couldn't work the same matches. They couldn't work some of the same spots. And the fans were just insane.
yeah. And one of the guys that we had at that time at GWE was a very agile wrestler with, like Mexican style. And that guy, 1 week, did a Spanish fly from the tail rope to a table. He did the same move like 1 month later, and the people was, we already saw that. And man, it's a F Spanish fly.
Right.
Yeah, and people was like, we already saw that.
And it's a spectacular move, and it's a painful move, and it was like, you know what, give us something else, right?
When you say a joke like for the second time, like, it's not fun anymore.
Right, exactly.
So part of the development of GWE is like every week do something different, and well, we had I can say the luck to work with so famous wrestlers.
Of course.
Let me think a few ones. Okay, we had shows with Chris Masters, with MVP.
Wow.
Carlito, Mecha Wolf, with one guy from New York that has family in Panama, Mantis. I maybe...
Sure, yeah, I know who that is, yeah, absolutely.
We have shows with Amber Nova.
Wow, yeah. Who's a wonderful talent. And
and the last one, that guy, Johnny Bandel, he was part of NXT. He was living in Costa Rica. He's moving to Panama. So,
wonderful.
So we'll be part, like every week.
One of the best technical wrestlers. I know he was an alternate for the CWC and an NXT, and he's just a wonderful technical wrestler. And obviously, he's your stablemate in the Anarchy Squad.
Yeah, the best group in Latin America.
There's nothing better. Put yourself over, Daddy.
Okay, I started as a referee in GWE in 2017, but since like 1 year ago, I take over. I'm the general manager right now.
You're the man, yeah. You're the man. And
so
you get to take advantage of the position, I guess.
Of course. I bring the biggest superstars to kick the asses of those guys, Panamanian guys. And right now I'm doing good. In this table we have all the titles. We only need the women's championship, but that championship will come the next year. So I'm working to that match. And the first champion will be one of the girls of the Anarchy Squad.
I love it. Absolutely. It's a great thing to have all the belts, and it's a great thing to put a stable over like that, especially.
And it's an international stable.
Absolutely,
because the last year, MVP won the GWE championship from one of the stupid guys. The show is over. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, MVP is the GWE championship and ex-WWE." I came out. I give a blank check to MVP.
Wonderful.
And told him, "Mr. MVP, can you please give me the title? I want to be the champion." He gave me.
So you're a former GWE champion. Unbelievable.
Actually, I'm like Goldberg because I'm 5'0". Yeah.
Undefeated Tommy Wrestling.
Grand Slam champion because I had the tag team, I have the Latin America championship, I have the GWE heavyweight championship, so I'm undefeated. Grand Slam champion,
yeah.
General manager, and international referee.
Of course. And now, of course, an international referee refereeing this Saturday at Breaking Chains. But I think Pitbull has to watch out for you because you never know what can happen with Tommy. Right down the middle, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Tell me about your wrestling story. Why did you decide you wanted to be a professional wrestler? What inspired you to become a wrestler?
Like everybody as a kid, I grew up watching WWF at that time. when I was a kid, I believe in Hulk Hogan and say your prayers, take your vitamins, and,
Right.
and that stuff. But when I was a teenager, I started watching WCW, the Attitude Era, and everybody, or all my friends, they were fans of Vince McMahon. But I was different. I was a fan of Eric Bischoff.
Wow, okay. So you're a WCW guy. You needed to be different.
Yeah. I want to be honest with you. At the end, WWE won that Monday Night War.
Of course, yeah.
But at some point, like 1.5 year, 2 years, WCW was kicking ass.
Absolutely.
And that character, the Eric Bischoff, was good. But when Eric Bischoff went to WWE, I think was a better character. Because, in WCW, he was a character, but he was in charge of everything.
Right, it was a shoot. He really had the paychecks. He was really giving out the money and stuff, yeah.
And believe me, I don't want to work with, what is the name of the TNT owner at that time?
Ted Turner.
I don't want to respond to Ted Turner questions. That should be very difficult.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
WWE, he was a character. He was fun. He was having fun. I had fun.
Right.
And the girls.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can see that too. WWE, they won the Monday Night War. But, WCW at the time, there was probably 2 years where they were just a better product. So I can see, me personally as well. There were times when I always, because my growing up in Chicago, I didn't get, I think I started getting that Saturday show a little bit late, like the WCW Saturday night. So I always remembered WWF. So I was always rooting for them, even when they were down. But I definitely enjoyed 95, 96, 97 WCW a lot, maybe more than the WWE.
Well, something that I always tell to the young guys in this business, it's like they say, "Oh my God, I'm waiting for WrestleMania because I want to see The Undertaker, because I want to see Shawn Michaels in some interview." And I always say, dude, when I was young, I saw Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker, Bret Hart every Monday.
Yeah.
So I feel so proud of
Yeah,
that.
we should, because it's so true. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. Maybe I'll ask you this question: did the Attitude Era maybe ruin wrestling? Because I think it was so intense and so hot and so interesting, and it was 2 shows on Monday, and you never know that it could happen, that it never got back to that point. So I think it almost ruined. Like, they're still today trying to recapture this brand supremacy, to recapture these companies. Do you think it maybe ruined professional wrestling, the Attitude Era?
I think I totally agree with you, and let me add something. What happens when you take this can and you drink this in 5 seconds? It's like, okay, it's over. I want more.
Right.
But if you don't have more, it's not the same. And what happens? Starting the last year, I'm watching Nitro or Raw from 97, 98, and okay, the last 2 matches were the great ones with the Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, HBK, John Triple H, but the rest of the show were only jobbers in a 3-4 minutes match.
3-minute matches, 2-minute matches, absolutely.
Horrible matches.
Right.
The difference was in WWF, you have the main stars and the jobbers. At last, in WCW, you have the jobbers, but you have the cruiserweights and you have the main eventers.
Right.
So the cruiserweights makes like something different, like we say in Spanish, el picante, the hot
You
sauce.
put a little hot sauce
the
on
hot
there,
sauce
yeah, a little
of
seasoning.
of the match, because you the people live saw the first match so boring with some jobbers, but the next match was Eddie Guerrero versus Rey
Dean
Mysterio,
Malenko, yeah.
Dean Malenko
Chris
versus Chris
Jericho,
Benoit.
yeah, Ultimo Dragon.
It's like, oh my God. For some people,
Hoovy is no one talks about Hoovy now, but
Super
back then he was
crazy.
great. Yeah, of course, super crazy.
the psychosis, and for people live, so many times this was like his first interaction with Mexican style.
Absolutely.
And was like a holy shit, what is this?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, lucha style. When Ray, I think I saw Ray in Psychosis on ECW television when I was a kid, and it blew my mind. And then when I saw, I think it was like Ray and Malenko and Eddie in WCW, it was just extra. It was just unbelievable, and they got that spotlight. It's true. It got to the point where the cruiserweights were so popular that they would put them in that 9 o'clock hour, so nobody switched over to Raw at the time. So I think that shows that, they knew, at least, maybe they didn't know how revolutionary it was, but they knew how good it was, at least.
Like, I just remembered, 10 or 9 years ago, I was the referee in a match with Juventud Guerrera here in Panama. And let me tell you something. He's fantastic in the ring, but he makes look like that's so easy that I can do it too.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the secret.
That's the secret, exactly.
Because the people there was, oh my God, what's he doing? Tope de la tercera cuerda, to outside of the ring. But looks so easy.
Right. It's not.
But it's not.
It's just they made it look like Ray made it look so easy in '96 that it was just, it's unbelievable. He made certain guys look bad, because there were some cruiserweights who, you'd watch the WWE and you would see certain cruiserweights like what is the Polish his kid Putski. You'd have like Scott Putski, right?
Yeah.
And he would wrestle just like the big guys. He was just smaller. And then, he was a light heavyweight, and it's like, no. So they had to bring in Taka Michinoku and Pablo Marquez and other guys who could actually work like those WCW guys to try to recreate that situation, S.A. Rios and whatnot. But before that, it was just an unknown style.
Well, actually, 4 years ago, Rey Mysterio was in Panama. I was in that show as a fan, and happens the same. Rey Mysterio did the things that he always do, but in life looks so easy. But that's no easy, and that's part of the magic of this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we love road stories here. Tommy, tell us a fun road story, whether it's traveling to another country or traveling within Panama. Like, wrestling road stories are always the most fun thing. So give us a fun one.
Well, this was a long time ago. We had a show in another state. We're in Panama. We call Provincia, and we traveled like 8 hours on the road. And when we arrived to that place, and I went down of the bus, and people was, you are the guys from the LXN? Yes. Come here. We have a breakfast for you guys. Please go to the hotel.
Wow, yeah.
Take a rest, and when you want to lunch, let us know. We are going to make whatever you want.
Wonderful.
And after the show, go back to the hotel, and do you want something to eat? Let us know.
First class service.
If you want to go to the disco, to the bar,
nice,
to whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, oh my God, I'm a superstar.
Oh, wonderful.
It was fun. And in Colombia too, because in Colombia the fans were like so in the show, and after the show people was, oh my friend, congratulations, and I was like, oh my God, this is real, because at that same show was Carlito, was Super Crazy.
Wow, yeah.
Was Cárcamo, was Chacha Charlie, and my usual expectation is the fans go to the wrestlers and to take a picture, ask for a t-shirt, something like that. And so many fans went to me like, hey my friend, congratulations, you are doing great, you are the best. And I was like, oh my god. And also I always remember that day
we were on an airplane now. Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah,
1 second.
We are in the CCW
We're in the CCW jet. We're in the private jet, Daddy. We're getting back here to... Go ahead.
I remember that after the match, after the event, I went back to the locker room, and Pablo Marquez told me, Tommy, that was a great job. I was like, oh my God, I'm the best.
It's high praise. It's a high praise, brother.
Yeah. No. And another funny story. That event was on Sunday, and the next Saturday, we had an event in GWE with Carlito that was in Colombia too.
Yeah.
And that day I went to the GW arena. Carlito was there. Hey Carlito, how are you? How is everything in Colombia the next day? And the first thing that he said to the GW majority owner, he told me, hey, that guy will be the referee, right?
I love it. That's high praise when you have a veteran like Carlito, he's so well known and he does so well. So for him to want you is important.
Yeah, like I say, I have a lot of stories. We can talk here like Saturday before Breaking Chains. We don't have so.
We'll have
time.
So that's a good point. We'll kind of a couple more things before we wrap up. So I wanted to know about a couple of the top guys. Who are the guys to watch in Panama right now? Who would you say are the guys that are the future of Panamanian wrestling? And obviously, like the top guys that you would recommend wrestling fans to reach out, or for CCW to bring in for future shows and for future talent exchanges.
I recommend 3 guys. The first 2, they are like the present of the Panamanian wrestling. The first one is Crush.
Of course.
Crush is a guy that he also is a Grand Slam champion. You know, he wants to be like me, but that's not possible. But that guy had huge matches with Chris Master.
Yeah.
With Carlito.
He has a huge series of matches with Johnny Vandal as well.
Yeah,
Great
with Johnny
matches.
Vandal. Also, a funny story. Someday we were at the GWE arena like 5 hours before the show, and some guy arrived with Spaniard accent. And he was, "Hey, I'm from Panama, but I moved to Spain to study when I was a kid. I came back because it's the anniversary of the marriage of my grandparents. But I saw that you have wrestling. Well, guys, I'm a wrestler in Spain, and I train in the UK with Pete Dunne, with some of the huge guys. And I want to have a match here in Panama." And we were like, okay, do something in the ring, because everybody can say that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and believe me, that guy was awesome. His name is Josiah. And was a huge match because it's the first time I saw someone in Panama using like the UK strong style.
Wow, yeah.
Crush had a match with that guy, and he told me that was very difficult because in Panama it's basically Mexican American style.
Sure.
But that UK strong style is something different, and the guy was very good. And the guy was supposed to back to Spain the next day, but he extended the ticket to the next week, had another match in Panama.
Yeah.
So, Josiah, hello, everybody. I don't know where
Look
you
him
right
up,
now.
Josiah. Spell it for me. Look it up. I want to look it up.
Let me see, because in Spanish it's so many
The
these.
Spanish people.
Let me see. Let me look for that.
So who's the third?
Well, the second one.
Okay, so it's Zozaya. It's a Zozaya. So look him up, from Spain. Strong style, British strong style.
Yeah.
And who's the third one?
The second one is Kingpin.
Of course. The effing number 1 wrestler in Panama is your number 2.
Yeah, that guy had an interest in learning path. He started with like the full Mexican style, that it's basically what is in Panama, and he started learning things from guys of Panama that actually came here to Florida. He started, learning one thing from you, one thing from you, one thing for you, and right now he's one of the most complete wrestlers in Panama. And he had a match with Pablo Marquez.
With Pablo, was a wonderful match. Absolutely.
Was not fantastic. Was a beautiful match.
It was a beautiful match.
Because it was like pure wrestling.
Yes.
And actually, I bring that guy to Colombia the last year because I try to get the best matches for that guy, because he agreed with me in some of my ideas. Crush not. That's why Crush is not here. And well, the reaction from the people in Colombia was, "Oh my God, this guy is good." And also Pablo Marquez told me, "Hey, this guy is good. I want another match."
Absolutely.
So that means a lot.
And he's been on our podcast. He was on CCW Talks talking about, I think we can talk about it now, that he was a stuntman in Suicide Squad. I think the gag order is over, right? Are we allowed to talk about it yet?
I don't know if we can say.
I might have to cut that out. I'll text him and ask him. But he was a stuntman in a large film that we might not be able to talk about. But
he was the stuntman in a movie where you can see one of the stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So cool. And then and who's the third?
The third one is a guy that right now has like 2 years of career. I see him like the future of the Panamanian wrestling. His name is Alan Anderson.
Yes.
He's a guy that he's psychologist, and he's now in the wrestling business. And he's like the best of the both worlds.
Yeah.
He tried to bring knowledge and try to teach the new wrestler to just don't be like move machines.
Yeah.
But have something.
Have some idea why you're going to do the move, why you're going to punch him, why you're going to clothesline here. How should you look at this point? What you should be selling. I understand.
He's a very good person. He's a very good wrestler. Well, we're not like friends because he's against all my pretty ideas with the Anarchy Squad, but I can't deny that he has a lot of talent, and he's one of the favorites of the Panamanian fans. I don't know why. I think people in Panama is blind, or I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, or racist because I'm white. I don't know, man.
I love it. All right, Tommy, tell us where we can find you on social media. Tell us about your show. You have the Tommy Wrestling Show as well.
Well, I have a podcast, but it's in Spanish.
So there's plenty of Spanish listeners out there. So tell them where you can find it.
But you can follow me my Instagram account. It's Tommy Wrestling Show. I usually post things related to the wrestling in Panama or my participation in other countries. I'm a geek guy. I can't deny that. So I sometimes upload pictures of my stuff. And, people is always like, oh, my God, but you are a wrestling guy, but you have Star Wars things? Yeah, why not?
Why not, man?
Why
yeah,
not?
it's all
Why
the
not?
same.
Why
man.
not?
Absolutely.
Why not? And, you can find me.
On the Twitter? You're on the Twitter, on the Facebook. Just find Tommy, and also on GWE, right?
Yeah, in the GWE .official, it's the GWE Instagram account. Well, the content is in Spanish, but the highlights, for the highlights, you don't need the language.
You can just figure it out. Awesome, Tommy. Also, of course, you're going to be at Breaking Chains at the West Lucy Elks Lodge this Saturday. You're going to be doing some refereeing, and you'll be doing some interviewing and some fun stuff as well. So we're so glad to have you here in the United States, and I can't wait to get back to Panama. Now we're here. We just landed in the private jet. The studio's in the private jet. So we're going to head out, but make sure you guys buy your tickets at ccwrestlingfl.com for Breaking Chains this Saturday. Also, Vince Steele is going to be doing it's an Iron Man match Sunday, 5 o'clock, Bo Campers in Fort Lauderdale Beach. You can look that up as well at CC Wrestling FL and the Facebook page. But he has 1 hour to defeat a 5-pound burger with bun, with fries.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So 450-pound Vince Steele versus a 5-pound burger, 60-minute Iron Man match. So you can be there. It's free. Just get there a little bit before 5 o'clock. We'll set up some tables, and it'll be filming for CCW Alive Wrestling. And obviously, you can find CCW Alive Wrestling 7 p.m. on the YouTube channel every single week. Next week, we have some awesome stuff as well. Jefe Santos defends the CCW World Heavyweight Championship against Pharaoh Johnson. We have Micah Madrid facing Miss Rachel in women's action, and a bunch of other great stuff. So check it out. Tommy, thank you so much. We'll have you back as soon as possible, Daddy.
Thank you, CCW.